that.
He scraps
but
too.
That's the problem. This character's buttons are insane. That Mega Man back air, I put that on the level with some of the best in the game.
Yeah, it's true. Back air, forward air. The disjoints could help against Ness, a character that is notoriously stuffed out by such moves. So,
exactly.
Want to get into it. PS2 for game one. Winners semis at last.
Getting started with a little bit of neutral. We're going to see a lot of this. Neither one of these two players wants to overextend or be super, super aggressive. We want to be using these mid-range boxing habits to open our opponents up. It's going to be a lot of Metal Blade. It's going to be a lot of rising forward air from Syrup potentially, or safe back airs as well. Potentially even getting those rising magnets, just trying to bait Peabnut into hitting buttons preemptively like we saw right there.
True. Peabnut both mixing up his short hop and full hops to keep Syrup unaware of which angle he's going to have to throw out some coverage moves at. Peabnut already, as soon as you see Syrup go to a platform, Peabnut ready with an up air is going to keep these juggles going as long as he possibly can.
And I've been seeing a lot of these physical projectiles too, just recognizing that if Syrup's going to do Rising Magnet, I'm going to make sure that it gets countered with a heavy dose of Metal Blade and Leaf Shield. Yeah. I'm not going to allow this character to exploit my defensive options. Speaking of exploitation right there, that down air trying to get the max damage combo out of a tech roll read.
Following Syrup so closely, the movement tracked by Peabnut. Now Syrup going to have to do a little bit more, get a juggle of your own. The slow fall, Peabnut not gonna rush back down to center stage. Is gonna take it slow, play patiently. Except that you could take a little bit of stage control lost here and still keep it going because you play so comfortably in the corners, Mega Man.
So far, so good for Syrup, too. The big difference between these two characters in neutral is that Peab needs to chip away. Yep. Syrup, if he lays hands on you once, you're taking 60.
It's true, but look at this. Force the air dodge. Now we get the coverage on the platform. This is what Peabnut goes for. Wants to see that down air fine purchase, but will not after 2 tries. Still get the parry, turn around. Has all the time to get around, jump, and then land, grab.
That looked like the laggiest parry I'd ever seen.
Right.
But Syrup was basically just like, oh god, I got parry, what am I going to do? I'm going to play defensively, I'm not going to hit too many buttons. Exactly. I respect the option, but Peab caught him to it.
That's right.
Speaking about the catch right there, the F smash in the perfect situation. Catching Syrup trying to jump out of that corner, not going to work out. And then the back air in response. 2 evenly matched players in an even set so far.
That's the thing, the little stalls that Ness offers. It gives you an opportunity to adeptly make your way in to close the gap and find yourself behind, facing the other way. Perfect for a back air.
Landing on that rush, just trying to mix up the movements, keeping the damage coming here. Peabnut starting to pull away. This is exactly what you want to see if you're Mega Man, because now you can retreat with your aerials, you can retreat with your projectiles, and you can start throwing haymakers.
Yeah, love the setups here. The Metal Blade to lead into up tilt. Peabnut looking for some haymakers, but is going to keep himself safe enough in the process of achieving them.
Big opportunity here, catching the
catch.
Rush.
Okay. Have to watch out the yo-yo, not the up smash, but the down smash. Not worried about that if you're Peabnut.
Just walking forward with the gun and goes for the F smash in that situation. That was a great roll away by Syrup.
And you see another roll, this time covered properly by the spacing by Peabnut. Peabnut now taking a lead again. Last stock for Syrup. What's the move? Fighting fire with fire, it looks like.
I love the whiff grab animation from Mega Man 2. Just he still closes his hand or nothing.
Peabnut playing way too close to the burner there. You have to deal with some of the shield pressure. Goes all the way back, disengages, and then lets it rip the other way. Syrup lets down the guard just in time to get hit.
Leaf Shield is out yet again. Actually gets the soft footstool, and that puts Peab in such an awkward situation. Has to jump away.
Ooh.
How did you dodge that yo-yo?
Somehow iframes, we've got a lot of invulnerability because we spent a lot of time off stage, I guess.
Perhaps it's just like the ledge guard animation from above or even with the ledge, so you didn't get the 2 frames situation.
True. All right, either way, Peabnut looking really good, staying alive even after what could be a checkmate situation.
Trying to play for center stage and catching Syrup, being a little over-aggressive with that back air. These PK fires and forward airs are typically safe, but the problem is if Peabnut has the opportunity to just fade back with a forward air, you can catch a landing opportunity attempt.
Syrup needs to start kind of punishing Peabnut's attempts at re-grabbing the Metal Blade, right? He's trying to set it up so that he can throw it, quickly re-grab it, and use it as an item and not as a move. But Syrup, I mean, so far, has kind of just let him do it.
Dash Attack definitely not going to do it. Mega Man is a heavyweight character. One of those problems in this matchup is that Ness is so prone to reversals. full range, and the forward smash will not do it. Goes to the PK Thunder, drifts onto the edge.
Nice.
Doesn't actually fall for that jump. Wow, and what was that? Tilt?
I don't know. It looked like it was
tilt?
going to be a tomahawk grab, and then all of a sudden it turned into a roll and tilt. So yeah, I don't know. Syrup keeping the options open. Okay. Oh, this might be it anyway. You overshoot the ledge. The only thing you can do in that situation, Peabnut. Okay.
I thought that Pete was going to get hard punished. Anytime somebody goes off stage against Ness, they tend to die if they get clipped by the PK Thunder.
It was low percent, so it's like I get it, but I was like, he got hit, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's immediately you hold your breath and you wait to see if he, like, does he have to tech? Is he going to land on stage?
Does he even need to tech?
Do you like buffer the air dodge because you thought you were going to check, but instead you just clip the edge and fall?
Exactly. Wow. Okay, so Peabnut, a little brave in the face of danger, perhaps too much so, but that's the kind of bravery that gets you up game one.
A relatively safe game, too. Like, that was... it wasn't quite a JV, but it was one of those situations where Syrup was going to have to do a ton of work to claw their way back into that game and make that lead evaporate.
So, counter pick, Hollow Bastion. What are we thinking about this one? We got the big stage, or big platform, rather.
So Pete will be able to use the up airs to shark really well on the stage, but I think that this is going to be a lot easier for Ness to be able to recover.
Yeah.
You can go under the stage a little bit easier, get a couple other angles, plus you have the ability to play and actually do your up B to that plat.
And now we're finally getting some leverage off that down. Oh, okay, there we go. All of a sudden, you know, you pressure Peabnut, even he burns all of his near limitless resources.
Feels limitless sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This character is sometimes so difficult to edge guard.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's any of those characters that can act after up special.
Just can be so ambiguous with the movement, and that's typically what Peabnut is known for. He doesn't get intercepted offstage too frequently, but here has an offstage opportunity on his own, but instead Syrup being aggressive yet again.
They're both crouching! Ah, why did you both crouch? You're so silly. All right. Still, yeah, there it is. These disjoints are going to be a very difficult situation for Syrup on ledge and off stage, and Peabnut goes down for the disrespectful, easy pick and skill.
The single lemon? That's
Yep.
so miserable. Just a little plink. I'll take that stock,
That's
thank you very much. You thought you were safe.
He's one shot.
Unironically. That's the one time your teammate's not lying to you.
That's right. That's right. All right, still we've got the leaf shield coming out, trying to do a little bit more. Fading around, covering the edge of the platform in case Syrup gets a little bit too greedy or too desperate, too hungry.
It's just 2 hits and then you fade away so that Peep doesn't have to worry about Syrup SDIing out of it and being able to punish the leaf shield. It's very, very smart. It's not a ton of damage, but at the very least, if Syrup tries to jump out of those situations, you can catch the jump and then you can confirm into some bigger damage.
At this point, we'll take whatever damage we can get, anything to either widen the gap or close it. Peabnut still staying alive, 145. Low ceilings on Hollow Bastion, so that might not work again. You got to watch out.
Oh, actually didn't get the timing correct. That is unfortunate. It's a little bit of RNG in those situations when the get-up's going to happen.
The stick actually keeping Syrup above Peabnut. Does manage to evade and get back a little bit to the ledge, but wow, finding him on the platform. Peabnut finally lets the haymaker rip, and we've got that on deck 2, the back throw finally. We haven't really seen too much of it, but we're finally seeing it.
That's because Peabnut hasn't really been getting grabbed at all. That's one of the benefits of Mega Man. You keep your opponents at arm's length, and even at high percentages, you don't have to swing for kill moves. You keep going with your spacing, and your opponent has to guess correctly.
And you're playing aerially, so it's not like you can get grabbed in the first place. You know, these short hops have been so prevalent for Peabnut, playing about as aerially as Mudace was in the last set.
That's such a great angle by Syrup to make that back. No double jump in those situations. Typically, the Ness just dies in those spots, but good presence of mind. Gets the forward smash off stage yet again, intercepting that, but does use the double jump, and Peabnut not prepared to go off stage to get the punish.
Yeah, you talked about those physical projectiles kind of being the issue for the Magnet as of right now. Syrup having to figure that out, and there it is. Peabnut going to be able to carry you all the way off the top, the up air, and like I said, you cannot play games here on Hollow Bastion. That low ceiling will destroy you in these situations if you let it.
All that after a missed tech, too.
Yep.
That's all it was. You get the spike. If you don't immediately land the tech, then you have to be prepared for those up airs. And even with solid DI, it can be very, very difficult to get out of those situations.
For sure. So going up 2-0, Peabnut looking real strong against Syrup, but these games have been getting closer and closer. This might be the time for Syrup to begin what is now have to be a reverse 3-0.
not a good start. 17% just by getting clipped with that leaf shield. Every now and then, that move is the best move in the game.
Yep. Okay, we get the air dodge covered. Good frame traps here from Peabnut, looking for more. Can't seem to get it. Good drift here from Syrup, but at the same time, Metal Blade on ledge. And Peabnut is never going to stop. He is, and he's like the Energizer backer.
P was fully sold out for a shield drop there. I'm so mad.
Yep.
I just take your grab, dog.
Okay, yep, not looking too bad. Syrup still looking for some of those big call-outs with the up special rocket.
But now Syrup in a very advantageous position, gets the PK fire, already using that. Up B in these situations, trying to get at a disadvantage, gets back to center stage. Peep has another attempt here to get a ledge guard, but good patience by Syrup.
And it's like the lack of button hitting, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to slowly drift in with my back facing you so that you have to respect the backer, you have to respect the disjoint that I offer, maybe a magnet as well. And using those in tandem with your movement abilities is always so menacing.
Another tech issue in that spot as well. This platform feels like it has been more utilized by Peabnut than Syrup.
Yeah, potentially. But it's not over yet. Syrup still one read away from getting the kill on Peabnut. He's doing the right things though, staying safe, just going with what has been working this entire time. Just the options to pressure shield, the projectiles that Syrup can't deal with at this mid-range is just a lot.
Falling back air, solid confirm, but not going to get too much out of it. These low to mid percentages in these situations here. This is what Peep needs to avoid. Syrup is a demon under that plat. So far, so good for Syrup. If you're trying to make something happen in these situations, I just always feel for him when he's down any kind of percent against Mega Man.
Yeah, that always feels like such an uphill battle to climb. But oh, the air dodge this time called out. Peabnut not going for the up air anymore, goes for something more sinister. It's a second hit here. A little bit of the lemons just trying to get Syrup to drop the guard. But, I mean, the magnet's still enough to force Peabnut to kind of reconsider that strategy.
And you caught one of the first times that a jab got absorbed by Magnet right there, too. Like, Peep has been so careful of tossing this projectile out. We haven't seen just, I'm going to walk forward with Magnet and dare you to hit a button.
Ooh, tried to, I think, looked like he might have tried to crouch or maybe tried to up smash. I couldn't really tell. But either way, you know, it's a little bit bold to be doing that while the move is still active, Peabnut.
Oh, the weakest of hits.
Tried for the sliding two frame. Cannot seem to get it. Syrup forces him back off at the forward throw. Goes high.
And good presence of mind by Peep not to try to punish that with the down air. I think that if Peep had swung, it would have landed into that like swing up on Syrup's side.
You are right. And the air dodge was enough to get him past. That was a crucial check.
Yeah, just a really good decision, just showing how smart the players. Gets caught by the crash.
Okay, no, we're not going to die that early again. Feels like we've learned our lesson. Have to deal with some of these up airs though. Feels like Peabnut is not secure in his edge guards just yet.
Yeah, Rush very nearly did Syrup dirty right there. That was a scramble situation. Good presence of mind by both players not to get shook by it though. Edge traps to it. No double jump here. Good fade back by Syrup. Gets the magnet cancel.
Whoa. The air dodge down, and then Peabnut resets, reconsiders, and waits it out. Then checks out his opportunities. The up tilt will seal it out. What a play.
Was that a missed footstool, do you think, Nerf?
I'd have to see the replay again, but it definitely felt like Peabnut, when you have those scramble situations, a lot of top players will be like, oh, I got to press a button, I got to press a button. Peabnut, watch what he does. So we see he's on ledge. He kind of gives up a little control. Okay, we're getting hit. I have to do something here. He lands. He jumps away, then finds that falling bear.
Yeah.
Falling bear.
It was the missed grab that was the clutch situation in that spot. I was curious about what we were trying to do, and then Pete looks like a waveland down almost.
It was the air dodge down, and I mean, it definitely felt like it might have been a panic option. He might have expected that he was going to be at a higher vertical height, so that maybe he was going to land on the platform, try to do something else. Maybe he was just going to do a straight up air dodge, and not really have to land anywhere. But it was one of those things that, because you kind of slipped up in that one crucial moment, technically Syrup could have capitalized off that air dodge. But he didn't. They both were like kind of frozen in that moment.
And what happened? What was the reaction when both those players were frozen right there? We saw a roll versus a jump. If you're Mega Man, jump away is such a powerful tool because you're back